Well, good morning. Can't believe it's snowing in April. It's crazy, but we'll take it. So today I just wanted to talk to you about you have not because you ask not. And we did this the other day, but Pastor asked me to do it again. And I believe there's just so much in here for all of us. I want to start talking about faith. Faith is simple. Do you guys agree with that? Faith is simple, but it's not necessarily easy. We need to stop complicating it. Do we trust God or do we not? It's that easy. That's the question. Do we trust Him or do we not? Do we trust Him with our lives, with our kids, with our eternity, with our money? Years ago, my children, when they were younger, we were having some difficulty with one of them. We tried everything that we knew. And I was beginning to wonder how much longer that I could hold on. To be honest with you, it had been about a 3.5-year journey. And was wondering if one of us was going to end up not making it all the way out because it was getting pretty bad. But we were praying parents, my husband and I, and we were praying with our face before the Lord. And I prayed prayers of protection, prayers of peace. I did not pray for patience because that long-suffering stuff wasn't really appealing to me. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. Because I know what happens when you pray for peace and for patience and all those things, but we were praying. One day, I had a neighbor who was a friend of mine, and she called me, and she was very upset, and she told me that my daughter was going to run away, and she knew because she had found a bag of clothes in her garage, and she asked me what I wanted her to do about it, and I said, put it back, and she was shocked by my answer. She was not a Christian, and she didn't know what to think of me. I told her that I either trusted God with my children or I didn't, and I did trust Him. Multiple times she tried to run away, she tried to sneak out. One time the person that was supposed to pick her up, his car broke down, so he didn't make it. Another time he just didn't show up. Another time, Chris and I were sleeping on the couch, and God woke Chris up from a dead sleep and said specifically to his spirit, your daughter is sneaking out of the house. And I'm pretty sure that she and her friend thought it was God's voice when He called her name from the dark. So why do I tell you all this? Not just because you can and will make it through raising your children. Proverbs 11:21 will support that. But I tell you this because if we trust God with our children, our eternity, our salvation, why do we struggle if we trust Him with our money? It seems like those other things seem more important from an earthly standpoint. So why are we having trouble trusting Him with our money? Malachi 3:10 says, give instruction to them in this and see if He will not pour out the blessing. There won't even be room enough to contain it. He will provide seed for the sower. So let me ask you, what kind of seed have you been sowing? Are you sowing seeds of faith and trust or doubt and unbelief? Are you sowing seeds of past hurt or seeds for a new life? Seeds of poverty or seeds of prosperity? Let me ask you this. How many of us have prayed to make the car payment for just this month? Lord, if you'll just give me this month, right? We do that. So why aren't we praying to pay the car off? Why are we just praying for 1 month? Are we believing to make monthly payments on the church building, or are we believing to cancel out all the debt? Amen. And this is for you online. If you are being led to give to this church, please be obedient to do that. Listen to what God is saying. Sowing and reaping are spiritual laws. James 4:2 talks about we have not because we ask not. And do not take that out of context. We have to have the right motive and the right heart. Psalm 35:27 says, let those who favor my righteous cause have pleasure in my uprightness, shout for joy and be glad, and say continually, let the Lord be magnified who takes pleasure in the prosperity of His servant. Did you guys see that? He takes pleasure in your prosperity. Money is not evil. Money is neutral. It's an amplifier of what's already in your heart. I do not believe that you have to live in poverty to be godly because Psalm 35:27 just told us that He takes pleasure in our prosperity. John 15:7 says, if you abide and remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you will, and it will be done for you. Matthew 7:7, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened. And then, I think this is really important. I think at that point, once we have our confession straight, Lord, please set a watch over our lips when we have our confession lined up, so that we don't speak anything that would undo it. So my last question today is, what are you believing for today? And it could be just about anything. Name your seed, sow it in faith, and then watch God bring it to pass.